Okay, so I just sent you over a listing packet. I wanted to go over it with you before you sign. I'm gonna kind of explain the rundown of it, and if you have any questions, by all means, give me a call and we can go over any specifics. I filled out this area with your information, as well as the address. Now, if you are not the owner, but like a power of attorney, or if it's an estate and you're the administrator or the executor, the information has to match the tax record. So that's why I put that information. But under the signature, I put your information with power of attorney or administrator or whatever the case might be. The property address, obviously the property that we're going to sell. This is the listing brokerage and our address, as well as our phone number. Here we're putting the sales price, and here the rental price if it's going to be rented. If it's not, then we'll just put not applicable here. The commencement date and the expiration date has to be put in. Whatever date it is, I have 24 hours to put it on the market. So for right now, it might be blank, or it might just be a date in the future. Whatever date this says, I have to list it within 24 hours. And then expiration date, we do 6-month listings. So it'll be 6 months after the commencement date. Disclosure, it's just my information, and I am acting as the seller's agent and disclosed dual agent if the opportunity arises, which allows me to potentially bring you a buyer as well. This is cooperation or compensation. I am going to try to sell your home, but that includes me trying to get other brokers to sell your home. So we offer compensation to other agencies to come in and try to sell it as well, and the percentages are going to be there. The commission is going to go here. If there's a rental, then it's going to be blank. If there is a rental, then there'll be a number here. If it's not, it'll be blank. Key box, I need authorization to put a key box. Maybe you are not going to want a key box. I typically just put does, so I have the option, but if you don't want me to, I don't have to. And that'll allow me to put a super box or a combo box, depending on the situation. I will explain that to you as it relates. The commission splits here talks about the compensation that we're offering the other broker, so I fill that in with the percentage. And then payment of compensation says essentially that the commission is only owed once the property actually closes. The contractual provisions, this is my signature and my brokerage signature. Over here, it'll be your information. There's a second page to this, which has a lot of more details. I encourage you to kind of read through it. If you have any questions, by all means, ask me. But there's a lot of items here, and we can go through it. You can also just shoot me an email or give me a call, and we'll discuss whatever specific clauses in there. All of these are just state-mandated documents that I need to have signed for me to be able to list a property. Any broker in New Jersey has to have these signed, so they're all very standard. They come from the state. There's nothing here that's changeable. Here, this is the Office of Attorney General Housing Discrimination Memo. Essentially, it says that we can't discriminate under the law against discrimination. No matter who wants to buy the house, we don't care where they come from, who they are. As long as their money's good, that's all we care about. So this is, by law, I have to give you a copy of this. So feel free to take a look through it and read it. I just have to provide it to you. The next part is the consumer information statement, which essentially just explains what agents are and what we act. So we can act as different things, as a seller's agent, as a buyer's agent, as a disclosed dual agent. It kind of just gives you more detailed information, but like I explained, the disclosed dual agent will allow me to represent you and potentially bring you a buyer as well. Transaction brokers are really not too common nowadays, but they do exist. So this is just a very good explanation in detail of how it works. For sellers and landlords, so this would be your part. You would sign up here saying that I gave you this information. This is for the buyers, and then my information as well as the company information, and then I'll date that afterwards. Informed consent to dual agency, again, just saying that I'm representing you, but you're also allowing me to potentially bring you a client. So I'm going to put the address here, and all the information is here. You can read. It's essentially the same thing as the CIS, the Consumer Information Statement, but a little more detailed. And you would sign over here. The New Jersey sellers and buyers hold harmless. This happened because of COVID-19. Essentially, we're saying that nobody at the property has or exhibits any symptoms of COVID, and then the buyers have to sign this saying that they're coming into the property and they don't have or exhibit any symptoms of COVID. So you'll have this signed, and then I'll upload this on the MLS, and anybody that wants to show has to sign this before they show the property, essentially saying that they don't have COVID to come to the property. The disclosure of information for lead-based paint is any house that was built before 1978 at some point had lead-based paint, and because of it, we need to have this property waiver signed. Essentially, I just put the year built and your property. If it was before 1978, it applies, and it's just you're testifying as the seller that you have no knowledge of lead-based paint hazards in the house. You have no records or reports of lead-based paint, and if something changes and you do find out about lead-based paint issues, you will let us know. The buyers will sign that they received an opportunity to inspect it, that they got this information, and the buyer's agent has to give them a pamphlet, and then I sign down here. The wire fraud notice, this is very important. There's a lot of scams going on right now with wire fraud. Essentially what they do is they'll hack into emails. It could be the title company, it could be my email, God forbid, it could be the lender's email, and essentially they'll send you an email from that account that looks like a trusted account and say, hey, wire me these funds to this information. So it's going on a lot. I've seen it happen to some people, and actually somebody tried it on one of my clients, and thank God he followed the notice and he gave me a call, and essentially says, look, if you get an email asking for wire, anybody saying, hey, send me the money, it can seem as legit, and it may be legit. All we're asking is to give us a call, personally call the person, and don't follow like the phone number that's on there. Call me. You have my cell phone. I'll confirm if that is fraudulent or factual. If it's the title company, we're going to find their phone number on the website, especially if you're working with a title company that I know. I should be able to, verify that for you. Very, very important. Do not get taken. It is very common. It's a horrible, horrible situation to be in. So please follow that. And the last thing is an addendum to the listing agreement saying that you don't want me to display your name or your phone number. This is important because you're hiring the agent to deal with all the mess. You don't want people calling you directly. I just need you to initial here and sign down here. And that is it. That is the listing packet. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it is all state mandated. It's all very standard, and every single listing agent would have to give you the same documentation. It's all fill in the blank. We just kind of fill it in and send it over to you. If you have any questions, by all means, let's discuss it together. But give me a call if anything. Thanks. Bye.